finish this. Well, hello, my berries. It is actually New Year's Day, and yes, I slept in, honey. I really did. Right now, I am making some more of those empanadas. I know a lot of you. I show you guys different foods that I make, but I don't show you how I make them. So this is something that I got from a dear, dear friend of mine when I was serving in the military, or maybe she showed me this after I got out. I'm not sure. I just know she's a old Air Force buddy of mine. And what I'm doing now is I'm making empanadas. And what empanadas is, it's like a savory turnover. I know most people are used to sweet turnovers, like apple turnovers and sweet potato turnovers or pumpkin turnovers or something of that sort, and or cherry turnovers and stuff like that. But this is a savory one, and it has like hamburger meat in it, and it's sort of a Puerto Rican type of a flavor. I don't know if you guys are familiar with the Goya brand, but we have a lot of this brand in our stores. See, I even got olives and other seasonings. But what you do is, these are like the shells for the turnovers. And what I'm doing is I'm browning the ground beef. If y'all want a savory, tasty turnover with out of this world flavor that you've never had before, but it is so freaking addictive, you would definitely make this. You can actually go on the Goya website and look up this recipe, but they're empanadas, and empanadas, here's the spelling of it right here. And right here, the para means for empanadas, and like it says, it's a dough for the turnover pastries. So look up that recipe. But basically what you do is you, I think sometimes they may put like onions or something like that in this ground beef. But I just brown the ground beef like so, and you can drain it. So I'm browning that. But what you would add to it is this, it's like a tomato base, and it has green peppers and onions, cilantro, garlic, and olive oil. And like I said, they said it's good for rice and beans and soups and chilies and stuff, but it's so excellent in this empanada recipe. But you use the sofrito, you chop up some Spanish olives, and make sure they're Spanish olives and not these type of olives. Let me show y'all. I ended up getting these olives, and they have a big old pit in the middle of them, so they're hard to cut. So don't get those. Did I end up getting the same ones, y'all? If I end up getting the same ones, I'm going to be so mad at myself. Oh my God. I ended up getting the same olives again. Don't get those. Why do I keep getting those? They have like this pit in the middle of them, and they're not easy to cut. But there's another one I think that has the pimentos in them. And I ended up getting the same ones over again. Oh, I'm so mad at myself. So I got to start chopping these up because they have this pit in the middle that you can't really get into them. So anyway, I messed up again. But anyway, you get olives, the Goya olives, but not this type. Not the manzanilla, because they have a pit in them. And I've seen the ones that I was supposed to get, and I still picked up the wrong ones. And then you get this saison. These are little packets of seasoning. Let me show you guys what it looks like. This is what they look like. And you add those ingredients to the beef mixture, and you put just a little spoonful, like a tablespoon and a half maybe, in the shell, and you wet a fork and you press down to, you fold the shell over, and then you press down on it, and I'll show you guys when I do it, and then you deep fry them, and they come out excellent. So I'll show you guys. I can't believe I got the wrong olives again. My kids are going to kill me because I was with Kayla and she's like, Mom, get the right olives this time. And I'm like, yeah, I'm going to get them. And you know how you see the first jar that you're supposed to get, and you're like, oh, let me get one that's behind it or something? Yep, that's what I did. Oh, darn olives again. And I don't feel like going to the store. It's like a really rainy day here. Let me show you guys. It's raining. Rainy New Year's Day. We gotta take this bad boy down. Look at my nutcracker. Isn't it pretty? And yeah, it's just rainy out. Rainy, rainy, rainy. But anyway, we're gonna make those olives work. I just gotta do more work now to get them all chopped up. But once I get everything in the pot, I'll show you guys what it looks like. Okay, so everything's all mixed up. I put in, basically, y'all, I probably have like 1.5 pounds of hamburger in here. Almost 2 pounds of hamburger in here. And I put in almost, you can just say the entire jar because I had some left over from another jar. And then, yeah, so you can say an entire jar of the sofrito. And I put in 2 packets of the Saison. And of these olives, I think I cut up maybe 8 of these olives. And then I also poured some of the olive juice in there, which really gives it that killer flavor that I've been talking about. Now I have the empanada shells out. I have my oil here heating up. And what I'm going to do, and what I like to do with these, and I forgot to tell you guys, you'll find these in your freezer section of your store. Here in Houston, I go to H-E-B and I can find them in the freezer section. You may have to go, you know, if you're in different parts of the country, maybe different ethnic type of grocery stores or something like that. But I'm sure if you call your grocery stores or whatever before you go out, just ask them if they have the Goya empanada disc in the freezer section. But what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put a little bit of the meat filling in here, and then I'm gonna flip it over in half. I have my bowl of water ready, and normally what I'll do is just kind of like stick my fork in it, or I'll get a little bit of water on my fingers and then just kind of run it around the circle so it's easier to press. You press it with the fork and you dump it in the hot oil. So let's do that now. I have a spoon here, which is probably enough. Just want to put just a little bit of the filling in there, not a lot, because sometimes it can spill over because the discs are kind of small. So you want to put just a little bit, not a lot. Then, like I said, I'll get my fingers and run it around the edges like so. And then once you do that, you flip it over like this. Sorry guys, I'm trying to cook and film at the same time. But you would flip it over like so. This one here is kind of cracked. And then you would get the fork that's wet and you would press like this. So that way that the edges, you know, stay sealed. Sorry, that's in the way. Would stay sealed. Okay? And that's it. And then I'll throw it in the oil and I'll show you what it looks like, okay? Okay, I usually try to do 3 at a time, so they're all done. And as you can see, that little bit of filling goes a long way. It's really puffy, so you'll have a lot of filling. And then you just drop it in the oil. And it don't take long for them to cook either. So I'll go ahead and put all 3 of them in there. And normally while those are cooking away, I'm in the process of getting my next 3 filled. And remember to take these out ahead of time because they're easier to work with when they're soft and not still frozen, of course. And there you go. If you want, you can go ahead and run water around it now before you put the filling in. It makes things a little bit easier, go a lot smoother. And you just need a little bit of filling on each one. Sort of like a tablespoon or so. We got a lot of this meat will go a long way. I'm hoping to make at least 30 empanadas today. I made 30 for Christmas and they didn't last very long, so I'm making some to try to freeze for the family. See how they're puffing up, guys? And then I need my tongs to kind of make sure they get cooked on both sides. This is fresh oil here. There we go. So those are being done, and then I'm gonna press these together, like so. And like you can tell, you know, you're probably like, that's not a lot of filling, but when you turn these over, it's plenty. Get my fork wet, and then start pressing. And sometimes I just try to make sure that they're pressed on both sides. Like that, you know? And just go all the way around. Now these are almost done, because you're just basically, the filling's already cooked. You're just trying to cook the outer shell. And they're so delicious. They're so good. See that? Look how pretty they are. They're gorgeous, right? Really good dough. And if you want, you can let them get a little bit browner. Let those kind of cook, and you keep pressing away over here. I didn't mean to make this into a cooking video, but I do notice when I put out my videos that you guys are like, how do you cook this and how do you make this and stuff like that. And I do think it's unfair that I show you all the food and I don't show you how I prepare it. So, and I haven't done any cooking videos in a while. Alright, let's go ahead and take these bad babies out. And what I have is a paper towel lined pan here. And you just kind of set them up. Tell the family, come and get them. Except for they're still asleep. My sweetie pie is at the gym. He's already starting his New Year's resolution for better health. He tried to get me to go. I said, nope, not starting until Monday, honey. So yeah, let me go ahead and get these done, and then that's basically how they're done though, guys. But let me get these done and I'll come back. Alright, so I got more in here. I got 3 more ready to go. And then I got 3 that's done. I'm stealing one of these right now, guys. They're still kind of warm, but just to give you the gist of it, it's really crunchy. I'm telling you, there's something about the flavor of the meat, the flakiness of the shell. It's so good. I don't know. I don't know what it is, but I know the first time I tasted those, I was addicted. Like, and I don't say that about, and I don't make these very often, because it's like every now and then I'm like, oh, I want that different flavor. You know how you get tired of eating the same old type of foods? This right here will do it for you. That is incredible. And I'm going to serve it with Spanish rice and refried beans. We had charro beans for Christmas. This time I'm going to make some simple refried beans with just a little cheese thrown on them. Simple Spanish rice. I'll show y'all the simple Spanish rice, because I'm not even, for Christmas I made homemade Spanish rice. Like, I actually made my rice and put the tomatoes and all that in there. This is what we're going with this day. You stick this in the microwave for 90 minutes and you're good to go. If you want to doctor it up, use something like this, like Rotel tomatoes or something like that, or the red gold tomatoes. Mix it in there to try to doctor it up a little bit, maybe a little bit more tomato sauce if you like it more saucy. Or you can use the remainder of your sofrito to put in there. So we're going to take these bad boys out. These things are so good. And I'm not even exaggerating. I know some of those cooking shows where people are, oh, so good. Y'all, it is something about the flavor that comes out of that meat with just those simple ingredients. It don't take a lot. You don't have to marinate the stuff. Like, it's just so good. I really do think the secret is the mixture of the sofrito with the olives or the olive juice or something. It's just amazing. Amazing. Uh-oh. One of these are kind of all funky like. How did you get all into... There we go. And there we go. Drop some more in there. And while those are cooking, I should be making more. I'm going to finish this. Shell fell down my shirt. Anyway, guys, I'm going to let you go. I'll talk to you guys later. Bye. It's so good.